fear. In the golden heart of the Pride Lands, where the sun painted the savannah with warm, glowing light, there was a tiny lion cub named Leo. Leo wasn't like the other lion cubs. His paws were small, his roar was soft, and his mane was barely starting to grow. Other cubs would chase him during play, teasing him gently, saying, "You're too tiny to keep up, Leo." Or, "Your roar sounds like a squeaky bird." At first, Leo tried to laugh along, but deep inside, he felt the sting of doubt. He wanted so badly to be brave, to be strong, to be like his father, King Rahim, who ruled the Pride Lands with courage and wisdom. But how could someone so small ever hope to make a difference in a world that seems so big and dangerous? One morning, as the savannah awoke to the soft songs of birds, Leo wandered away from Pride Rock. He loved exploring, even if the other cubs laughed at him. He padded through the tall golden grass, sniffing flowers and chasing fluttering butterflies. But suddenly, a cry pierced the calm. Leo's ears shot up. It was high-pitched and shaky. Without thinking, he ran toward the sound. When he reached the clearing, he found a tiny zebra foal trapped in a thorn bush. Its legs were tangled, and every struggle made the thorns dig deeper. The foal whimpered, tears running down its small face. Leo felt a flutter in his chest. He was small, maybe too small to help, but something inside him stirred. His father's words from long ago echoed in his mind. A lioness strength isn't just in his body. Leo. It's in the heart that dares to protect. Leo stepped carefully into the bush. Thorns scratched his paws, and he winced, but he didn't stop. Inch by inch, he nudged the foal's legs free with his teeth and paws. Sweat dripped down his fur, dust filled his nose. His paws throbbed, and his muscles ached, but he kept going. Finally, with a final tug, the foal wriggled free. It looked up at Leo with wide, grateful eyes and whispered, "Thank you. You saved me." Leo's chest puffed out not with pride, but with warmth. "You're welcome," he said softly. But before he could turn back, a shadow fell across the clearing. A pack of hyenas, led by a huge, menacing hyena named Fang, emerged from the tall grass. Their eyes gleamed with hunger. Fang's laugh was sharp and cold. Well, he snarled. "What do we have here? A tiny lion cub playing hero." Leo's heart raced. He wanted to roar, but all that came out was a squeak. The hyenas laughed, circling him and the foal. Leo felt fear pressing down like a heavy stone. He was small. He was outnumbered. He could run, but then the foal would be left alone. And that, he could not allow. He closed his eyes and remembered the stories his father had told him about courage. Courage wasn't the absence of fear, it was acting despite it. Leo opened his eyes, planted his paws firmly on the ground, and took a deep breath. "Leave us alone," he shouted, his voice trembling at first. Fang's laughter grew louder. "Oh, that is rich! A squeaky little cub telling us what to do." Leo's fear surged again, but he took a step forward. His eyes met Fang's, and he thought of all the creatures in the Pride Lands he wanted to protect. All the cubs who would grow up safe because of lions who dared to be brave. His heart beat fast, and then something miraculous happened. The tremble in his voice grew steadier. The squeak turned into a little growl, but fierce and filled with determination. "Leave us now," Leo roared, louder than he thought possible. The hyenas froze. They blinked in disbelief. Fang's ears twitched. "The little cub. He dares," Fang growled, taking a cautious step forward. Leo didn't back down. He'd let the courage in his heart pour through his roar. It wasn't loud, but it was enough to send the foal behind him to safety and make the hyenas hesitate. The wind shifted, carrying the sound across the plains. Birds scattered, and other animals nearby stopped in surprise. They could hear the tiny lion making a stand. Fangs snarled and lunged, but Leo was quick. He dodged and swiped with his small but sharp claws, hitting one of the hyenas and sending it tumbling backward. Leo realized something important. He didn't need to be the biggest, the strongest, or the loudest. He just needed to be brave, smart, and determined. The fight continued, with Leo darting around, leading Fang's pack away from the foal. He used every trick he knew, every clever move, and every ounce of heart he had. Soon, the hyenas grew tired. The sight of Leo standing so boldly, despite his small size, made them unsure. Fang, frustrated and humiliated, finally growled and fled into the tall grass. The pack followed. Leo's paws shook from exhaustion, but his heart soared. He had done it. He had protected the foal. The little zebra nuzzled him, whispering again, "You're the bravest lion I've ever met." For the first time, Leo didn't care what anyone thought of his size. He knew something every lion would someday understand. Courage comes in all sizes. Heart matters more than muscle. Bravery isn't measured by how loud your roar is, but by how big your heart is when facing fear. Word of Leo's courage spread across the Pride Lands. The other cubs who had teased him looked on in awe. "Leo, that was amazing," one whispered. Another added, "We never realized." Small can be mighty, Leo simply smiled, shaking his mane and feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with size. But the challenges weren't over. Days later, a terrible drought hit the Pride Lands. Rivers dried, grass turned brown, and animals grew desperate. The older lions worried. Many said it was too dangerous to search for new water. But Leo, remembering the courage that had grown in him during the hyena encounter, felt determined. He set out across the plains, small paws moving steadily over rocky ground. Along the way, he helped stranded animals, leading them carefully across cracked earth, finding shaded spots, and sharing whatever water he could carry in his small paws. Animals began to follow him, inspired by his bravery and kindness. One evening, Leo discovered a hidden oasis tucked behind tall cliffs. The water was fresh, sparkling under the moonlight, and surrounded by thick grass. He knew immediately he had found salvation for the Pride Lands. He ran back to tell the other lions, showing them the path and guiding them safely. Even the older lions marveled at how a tiny cub had saved the kingdom from thirst. From that day on, Leo became a legend in the Pride Lands. Not because he was the largest lion or the loudest, but because he had a heart bigger than anyone could imagine. He taught the other lions, the cubs, and every animal that courage, kindness, and determination could overcome any obstacle. Size didn't matter. What mattered was bravery, heart, and the will to do what is right. Years later, Leo stood atop Pride Rock, watching over the savannah. His mane had grown thicker, his paws stronger, but the heart that made him brave remained the same. He thought of all the animals he had helped, all the times he had faced fear, and all the little acts of courage that added up to something greater than himself. The other lions gathered around, bowing their heads in respect. Leo once said, "You've taught us all a lesson. True strength isn't measured in size, it's measured in heart." Leo smiled, his eyes scanning the horizon where golden grass met the sky. "Every lion has courage inside," he said softly. "Sometimes it just takes believing in yourself to find it." And from that day forward, the tale of the tiny lion with a big heart spread across the Pride Lands. Parents told their cubs the story at bedtime. Tutors shared it with young animals learning their first lessons of bravery. Every creature, big or small, carried Leo's lesson in their hearts. You can be small, but your heart can be mighty enough to change the world. And so, Leo roamed the Pride Lands not just as a lion, but as a symbol of courage, hope, and the incredible power of a brave heart. The little cub who once doubted himself had grown into a lion, whose story would inspire generations reminding everyone that sometimes the smallest among us can make the biggest difference.